You're welcome to Good Morning Anambra. Like I said, today is Thursday and it's the 13th day of May 2021. Let me quickly remind us that we are created for each other. We help each other. When one is falling, one is lifted up. And no wonder the scripture says that two can chase 10,000. So when we are more than one, in fact, generally in the world, we are created to build one another up. And on that note, I'd like to welcome you to the show this morning, where we'll be looking at the Nelvia Foundation empowering and transforming the lives of widows and youths. Nelvia Foundation empowering and transforming the lives of widows and youths. In the studio this morning, I have the founder of Nelvia Foundation, an organization that empowers widows, the youth, and vulnerable members of the society. Good to have you in the studio, ma'am.
Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I also have the coordinator of Nelvia Foundation here in the studio, Pastor Mrs. Hope Unaka. Unaka?
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome, ma'am.
God bless.
Good to have you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Now, let me start with you, Mrs. Winifred. Let me start with you.
Okay.
Tell us, or give us the historical background of Nelvia Foundation.
Okay. Nelvia Foundation is a foundation that is geared towards transforming lives. We are not there to just give out because we are philanthropic organizations who want to give out and then walk out. We want to give and make sure that what we give to people, that it helps in transforming their lives. We have three dimensions to it. We have the faith-based. That's why Pastor is here as a partner to the foundation, where people who want to have it aligned spiritually would come with us in that area, so that when we are physically empowering you, spiritually also, you can be able to handle it yourself. We have the moral arm of it also, because it's not a foundation that is just like every other foundation. That's why we called it a foundation that transforms lives. We have a couple of students that they are fatherless youth mainly, that we are getting involved in their lives. We are paying their school fees educationally, that is an educational adoption.
Okay, let me take you to what I really want people to understand about Nelvia Foundation.
Yes.
How did it start? What's your passion? What actually made you to come? Because I know it's not an easy task. So
yes.
what's the driving passion? What made you to say, I'm going to start this, and how you started it?
Yes, I'm a widow myself. And I was widowed at my early 40s. And I know what I went through at the early part of my widowhood. It is not easy at all. It's true that the time I got widowed, I've been financially empowered. So financially I was standing, but it's not all about finance. It's about every other thing around you. You see, there are two people that got put together to take care of children. And if it's a lone voice, there's a problem already. And that lone voice was what I suffered a lot, talking to my children alone. And at the age my husband left, at the time my husband left, that is the time they really need their support, the father's support. So that was one of the greatest driving force, the things I went through as a widow. And then I stood up and decided to ensure that I will be used to reduce this pain in the lives of other upcoming widows, especially the younger ones and even the elder ones, because the elder widows are lonely. They are just in a corner, lamenting. Nobody visits them. And the program, we set up the program in such a way that these elder widows also are visited. So the driving force, how it all starts is as a widow, what I went through. That is the inspiration. That's where it came out from. So that one can be used, because it's always good. Use your pain in order to ensure that other people gain from your pain. That's the driving force.
And when did it actually start?
It started, this is the 8th edition.
19th of September.
Yes.
2020.
Okay, 2020.
Yes, yes. And it's a monthly program. We are having the 8th edition on the 29th.
Yes.
The 29th of this month. And we want to use the opportunity to invite everyone to come and see what we're doing. It's marvelous.
Yes.
All right. I think we'll still get to it to talk about the 28th of this month. We're going to talk about where it is happening. You're going to let us know about that. Okay, 29th. We're going to talk about it later. Now, as the coordinator of the foundation, please let us know. She has said some of the things, but let us know how far. You said this is the 8th edition. Okay, how far? So far, how far? Yes.
We thank God for that. Nelvia Foundation. Indeed, Mrs. Okar, for the sponsor, she's really used by God to start this. And when she met me, I encouraged her, and she was very happy. You cannot believe that we didn't go out to advertise it orally like that. We just announced it in the church, and people came in. Many people came. The first one we had, they were 95. And we were planning to do 50 or 40 people. Before we knew it, they were 95. And when I told her, she was highly excited. And because of what God did initially, she said that God told her, we are going to bring in the fatherless also. Behold, we brought in the fatherless. And I looked for a lecturer that was coming to my church then. He's a member of Grace of God. And this guy came, and I guided him on what to say. First of all, they will receive Jesus. After speaking to them with the word of God, they will receive Jesus as their Lord and personal Savior. That was what I did initially with those women. And many of them, 50-something of them, gave their lives to Christ. And they were so excited. I gave them food, and then I gave them cartons of Indomie to go home with. It was all over the air. And people were happy. The second edition of it, they were 300. Because of the affection of what we did in the initial stage. And testimony, a lot of testimonies came out of it. Many of them, they said, Mommy, somebody to remember me again in this life. Since my husband died, just the program, I came once, and they were calling me on phone. And many were saying that I am healed of the pain here. No, God went ahead of us and was glorifying himself. And I got encouraged more, because I love hospitality and this kind of passion. I'm not a widow. I'm a Jesus wife. I'm a Jesus wife director. Let me just say it like that, because I'm the pastor of the place where it's being held. Before you knew it, we are getting increased every day. People giving their lives to Christ. And we made the youths to know that you will turn around to serve God. That is what we need from you. We will take you to whatever level you need. To university level, we'll take you up to that level. She gave them that incentive. And I'm encouraging them to withdraw from the world and use their useful power to serve the Lord. And many of them are doing it. She's planning to bring in musical instruments for them. She's planning to bring in books for them. She has already paid for their school fees, about 50 of them. Even those that are going to take their JAMB, we have also registered them.
Okay, now let's talk about what happened in Newe recently. Is it Amich? I think it happened in March this year. You know, what actually, were you able to get, because I watched that and one woman was so excited in the video I watched, talking about how God has used the foundation to touch her. Please, let's talk about that. What actually happened at Amici?
What happened that day was, after my message, February before March, the woman, she was giving testimony. That was the excitement, what God did in her life. Are you getting it? So the woman, the woman will come in and explain by herself exactly, because I can't say it often.
Okay, she came here with you.
One of them came here with us. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is that they always testify. Some will tell you that what they have taken from them, they are giving them back to them. You know, when you are a widow, some people will try to extract your belongings. God began to restore things back to them. Are you getting it? And then we empowered the women to go and do business. We empower 10 people every month. 10 people every month. Financially, apart from the school fees of their children. So that was an excitement to her. And she said, that I've gotten a table, that I'm selling little things, getting money. Do you know that they pay back the 20,000 we gave them in 1 year? Not just to tell them, take it and go. We want to teach them on how to make it.
All right, I think we are going to talk more about that, because I know that some people, when you don't follow them up, you know,
exactly,
they could miss it.
Yes, they will just mess up.
Okay, at this point, we are going to take a short break here. Let's watch a backgrounder of Nelvia Foundation. The program will come back, then we'll talk more on what the foundation is actually doing.
Nelvia Foundation is a non-profit, non-governmental and civil society organization that cater for the less privileged members of our society. The emphasis is on the fatherless and the widows. The organization, which started 8 months ago, has its monthly program that takes place on either 3rd or 4th Saturdays of every month that does not fall on an Eke day.
This is the 8th edition. We started September last year. That was the first edition.
Nelvia Foundation started with about 35 people in September 2020, but now has over 600 people 7 months after.
Since last year's September, at least we have empowered over 200 plus. We have, you know, we don't take records, but we will start keeping records well now.
Since inception, it has empowered widows for business ventures according to the areas of passion and skills. Nelvia Foundation feeds them monthly and gives out cartons of noodles for the elderly and the vulnerable.
They begin with giving us food to feed our children. They gave us a carton of Indomie. They gave us a bag of rice. Mommy is doing great, telling us what will make us to know that we are still in this world, that we are still a human being.
Today I come for this widow's empowerment. They give it to me. They give it to me. And this is the evidence. And from that time up to today, they used to give us everything, both money, food, rice, Indomie, young widows. They give them money to sponsor themselves, their families. And
No, the motivation has always been a service unto humanity. Because in life, the lives you touch is more important than how well you lived. The widows that are coming here, we empower them at least 10 every month. And there are elderly ones that we go to visit. We send their own food to them and then carry some cartons of noodles to them because they are desolate. These are people that if you don't take care of them, they can die off anytime.
They also have almost 100 youth that they are paying for both their school and examination fees. These youths are the children of the widows, and some of them are fatherless.
I'm so excited that they've paid my school fees. Also, my scholarship is still going forward to finish up to my sister.
Mom, abo onye anyere scholarship maka ego akwụkwọ. Obi dị m aṅụrị, obi dị m kwana m ụtọ. Na-enyere that scholarship. Ha dị mmadụ 3 ndị secondary school na onye university.
Last month, they gave me money to join my business, and even they pay my son school fees last term. Since then, I'm happy. Yes, even the money they gave to me for my business, and since then, I'm using that money for my business. I'm making it unlike before. I thank God for this.
I feel great. I'm happy about that. My prayer is that God will give them long life and prosperity, and God will grant their heart desires and bless them abundantly so that they will have more money to sponsor us in our school.
Nelvia Foundation's intervention is called a Transforming Life Empowerment Program because they do not just pay the school fees of these fatherless, but monitor their progress in their school's reports so as to provide assistance in the areas where they are weak in their academics.
We told them that they should be between 1 to 10. They can't be more than 10 in position. And if they don't, if they're having issues in any subject, they will come in here. We gathered some teachers to be helping them, coach them in order to do well. Because it's one thing for you to say, okay, do well. Another thing is for you to help them to do well.
Having intervened for such a large number of widows and youths within a short period, Nelvia Foundation still has a long list of widows, rural poor women, children, youths, the elderly, and other vulnerable members of society waiting for their intervention. Thus, it's renewed call on the government, men and women of goodwill, to help these brothers and sisters of ours live life to the fullest.
I believe that so many people have this golden heart to help. I believe that. But some of them haven't found expression. They don't know how to go about it. Some of us who have the privilege of finding expression, how to express it, well, we will also call on them to come and help us because this burden is very strong. And like the people who are taking WAEC, who are going to take their SS3, is it senior WAEC exams, we will start paying their fees next week. And their fees is between 50 to 60,000 each person. And we have about 50 something of them meanwhile, and then many more are pressing on us. But we are looking at the resources available. It's something that I would want to talk to the public, really. Let them take up, even if it's one student, take up and help us pay the WAEC fees.
We've watched that clip of Nelvia Foundation, and I can say that this is massive. This is really, really massive. Now, Mrs. Winifred, help us, and why do you actually do what you do? I think we've talked about it before, but, seeing what I just watched now, I don't know. How were you able to gather all these people?
It's one thing for you to have a vision and a passion. It's another thing for that vision and passion to find expression. I found expression when I met her. immediately I came in contact with her, my passion and vision found expression immediately. Because, you know, on an individual basis, I've been doing this. Since my husband died, I've been doing this. But I do it on a secret level, on individual basis. Like during the time of the lockdown, I had a cry from the village that we are dying of hunger. I really didn't know what to do, and I don't have much. You know, that time, everybody is pressed, even financially. I just knelt down and I said, God, how can I be of help? I still was able to mop up some cartons of Indomie. I called somebody and said, help me out. Send these cartons of Indomie to the widows and their children in the village. So he was able to put up the carton of about 150 cartons and then went and distributed it to the widows and the fatherless. And yet none of them knew where it's coming from. Because I told the guy, I said, don't let them know who is sending this, but send this to them. So it's something that I've, since for a long time, it's been there. I've been battling with it, doing it on a small level until I met her.
Okay, now I think there is this question, you know, on my mind saying that you're as a pastor, this scripture that says, don't allow your right hand to know what your left hand is doing. You know, where is it coming into play in all that Nelvia Foundation is doing? And why, she said she was doing it before secretly, and now she's coming out to the open. Why?
She came out to the open to bring other people that we help, because it's now elaborate. She has been trying, and she found out that many people need that kind of help. And that was why she made it open, so that people will sponsor, help her in sponsoring it. That was her main aim. If not, she doesn't want her name to be even mentioned before. But when she found out that the thing is on the increase, she made it open.
Okay. Now, I don't know, have you been able to get a sponsor, or are you still in the search of getting a sponsor?
We are still in the search.
Okay, we've seen what you do, like helping the widows, the younger ones in their midst, to start up something, no matter how little, then trying to pay fees for some children that are going to school. Yes. Now, how do you do your follow-up to ensure that what you are doing yields, you know, the desired result? Winifred, help us here.
Okay, that's the plan we put in place. Initially, I said it's not a philanthropic gesture per se, even though we are being philanthropic. But if you pay a student's fee, there's a need for you to go for the open day. Go to their school once in a while and find out how they are doing. Get the report, their report card back home, check it, and find out where areas, the subjects that they are not doing well. Get someone who would help them in order to do well in those exams. That's why I said that the foundation is more on transforming lives. It's not giving out, but following up to make sure that your effort is not wasted, that all your labor is not in vain. So there are so many things we have talked together, we are working towards it to make sure that these efforts yield fruit. Yes. It's not a one-off thing, it's a continuous thing. We pay the fees, we tell them, once you're doing well, count us in. We will take care of your education up to the university level. And some of them, we've even told them, we will make sure that some of you school abroad, through scholarship. We cancelled them in our last edition. Do a medical course. So many countries outside, they sponsor, they help people who are doing medical courses. They give them scholarships. Most European countries give scholarship to people who are doing medical courses. So because we are catching them young, most of them are still in their secondary school, choose subjects in this area. If you can't do it, come to us. We will arrange teachers, coach who will help you do well in the subjects you're not doing well. But GIO, yes, which we started already. So GIO, take up the course you want to do. GIO to work towards it and make sure that you get there. It's not about producing graduates. We want to produce graduates that have work waiting for them so that when they are graduating, they are doing well. And they're also helping to handle other people who are less privileged in the society. So these are the things we drum into their head. You know, we are investing in you so that you can be a channel of use also to invest in others. So we'll go at any length to make sure that the investment is huge, the investment is meaningful, and that you also, you're part of the vision. So that is the thing.
All right, now, Pastor, talk about the women that are empowered to start up, small businesses. That's like there's one that said he started a table business or something. How do you follow them up to ensure? Because like somebody that doesn't have money, you may give out your money and person may put a yes. So how do you ensure that the money is judiciously used for the purpose meant?
Thank you so much. Before I go in there, we have mandated the youths that they will be having program once every month, apart from our main program. Are you getting it? And we have people that monitor them without their knowing to make sure they're doing well in school. We added those things to make sure we catch them young. Then in the aspect of that, of women that we empowered, we have somebody that monitor them every week, especially during their market day. Okay? They go to, as she goes to market, she just a sort of, how are you? And when they see her, some try to pay little out of the money they have been given, because we encourage them to pay back in 1 year without interest, so that they will know that we are serious. And we also encourage them, when you have paid completely what we gave to you, we will increase the money we will give you. We will give you another amount of money to increase the one we are giving you before. And because we instructed them in those areas, they are doing very well. Those that we have given, they are paying little, 500, 1,000 out of the money we gave them. So almost all of them are doing very well. The ones that started doing very well initially, we gave them gift. The last one we had, very beautiful blouse, lace for blouse. You saw when they were jubilating there. That was an award to those that obeyed the instructions.
Okay. The program is still Good Morning Anambra, where we are looking into Nelvia Foundation, empowering and transforming the lives of widows and youths. We take another short break here to feel the pulse of the masses on the issue at hand. We'll be right back.
Places, widows are being maltreated. There are some fetish practices that they make widows to go through. For myself, I can't say I suffer any of those things because I'm a civil servant. Somebody cannot say now that I can't feed myself, or you are helping me do this or do that. I can take care of myself. But for those ones in the rural areas, those that they don't, maybe they depend on their cash crops to sell this and have their, they keep up their family. Those places are where government should come in, because they make those widows to go through a lot. They suffer a lot in the hands of maybe the umadas, the homeowners. So government should come in with certain policies that will help alleviate the plight of widows.
Government will now bambo na some communities may recognize widows through Her Excellency Mbuwe Governor. Open a pigeon ya na for makandi widows. Let them put down their name, their nominal role. Let government create offices. Whenever
I hear about widows and the way they are treated, I feel unhappy, because in our society, our people think that whenever any man dies or any woman's husband dies, the woman is being blamed
as being responsible for the man's death. Government has taken bold steps in recognizing that women, widows, suffer. And there is an organization formed by women that take care of these people. So I will advise every widow or any woman that finds herself in such a position to go to find out the organization that they can go and report the case, because my organization has been involved in 1 or 2 cases handling a widow's case, and eventually the widow got it right.
Widowhood is not what anybody will pray for, on how to manage challenges of widows. I believe that if a widow has positioned herself very well in the husband's family, that there will not be challenges for that particular widow. But in the case where there is, it is better to avert challenges of widowhood through legislation.
Great news for Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS audience. You can now watch ABS television through any of these ways.
Buy a terrestrial antenna and connect to your television. Search ABS Channel 24 Oka or ABS Channel 27 Onitsha. Install StarTimes cable decoder and search ABS Channel 113. Install Metro Digital cable decoder and search ABS Channel 29.
Watch ABS TV on your smart TV or smartphone by downloading Anambra Broadcasting Service app on Google Play Store. Also watch via ABS Facebook page at ABS Radio Television and ABS YouTube page at ABS Television Oka.
ABS TV is now also on satellite. You can watch us from anywhere in Nigeria and other African countries. Simply install our TV decoder brand and tune to channel 315, or install any free-to-air satellite decoder and search for ABS TV.
Whichever option you choose, stay abreast of breaking news, documentaries, children's shows, talk shows, comedy, sports, movies, and lots more on your darling TV station.
For adverts and program sponsorship, contact 0803 388 8526 or 0806 883 9902. ABS, Heartbeat of the East.
All right, we've gone to the field to feel the pulse of the masses concerning the issue at hand. We have widows. You know, there are people that are better than others. And the first woman that really spoke there, I think she said she's a widow. She works, but that they also need help. But there are people that don't have anything good doing. So how are you people, you know, bringing in some of these widows?
You know, it's one thing for you to have a work doing. Thank God they have a work doing. There are people who don't have work doing and they don't have means of livelihood. They need it. They are still energetic to do a work, but somehow they don't have work doing. So we will have to go from people who don't have work doing first to people who have work doing but needs to prop it up. So that's what I feel in that case. Those people should be managing. Let us help. Let us bring up the people who are below the ladder first before we come to them.
All right, that's a good one. Now in the studio, we have a benefactor, or sorry, someone that has benefited from what is happening at Nelvia Foundation. Charity Oba, Charity Bikoka, igwa anyị ka obi dị gị na imago otisi wee banye foundation na ihe ilitego n'ụlọ kemgbe isonyebelo ha.
Okay, n'eziokwu obi dị m ụtọ nke ukwuu n'ihi na n'ebe ihe dị ka afọ gara aga around October, November. So I visited my mother na Amichi, maka mụ nwa onye Amichi, ananụ m na Ogbo. So I visited my mother ka mmala ka o mere, wee bịa ọ na-agwa m maka this Nelvia Foundation. N'ọchọ ka m soro gaa ya, na onwe ihe na-eme ebe ahụ. So mụ nwa kwenyekwa ka m soro gaa. Mgbe m gara ebe ahụ, site na amara Chineke, ihe m hụrụ ebe ahụ, obi dị m ụtọ nke ukwuu.
dịka anyị na-enwe program a every month. So mgbe m gara ebe ahụ ihe na-eme ebe ahụ nke mbụ na anọ ebe ahụ agwa anyị na ụmụ anyị ndị otu n'ihi na mụnwa na onwe m ọnọdụ adịchaghị m ọfụma. Abụ m a widow. So di m nwụrụ na 2019. So since ahụ maka anyị nwa nọbụ Aba, so ihe bịara wa ahụ sokọrọ ọga m na onwe ahụ adịghị ya. So mgbe anyị si ebe ahụ wee natazie n'ụlọ, things they very tough for us. So dịka anyị na-aga program every month, onwe mgbe orure wee gwa anyị na ụmụ anyị na a ga-enye aka wee zụọ ha na school. Nche ma ọ wee egwuregwu ama nya onwe ka m si hụta ya, mana dịka oge na-aga wee kpọọ anyị si ụmụ anyị a ga-etinye ha na school. So nwa m nwoke na nwa m nwaanyị ka etinye na school site na this Nelvia Foundation. So nke hụ na ha nọ na school ugbu a wee soro ụmụaka ibe ha na-aga school. Ọ bụghị naanị nka mụnwa na onwe m sokwalitekwa uru nke bụ na n'ihi na otu ọnọdụ si wee dị enweghị ihe m na-eme. So this Nelvia Foundation wee nyekwa m ego ka m wee malite ihe si na amara Chineke amalitego m ya wee ihe and Chineke na-eme ọ na-aga ọfụma. Obi wụ m sọsọ aṅụrị nke ukwuu. Ama m otu m si na-akọwa dịka obi aṅụrị nwere na-enye m aka dị otu a.
A na-eme anya n'ihe eselese egosi ihe onyonyo ewepụtara ebe mmadụ erika.
Yes.
Adị bịa n'anya mụnwa mana ofu onye na-emenya bụ ihe amara m kedu ihe ị na-agwa ndị na-enene anyị kịta maka ịbịa donye ukwu ka wee mee ka olutekwa ndị ọzọ, maka dịka onye wunitere ihe a kwuru, ọ sị na ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ na-apụta, ọtụtụ ndị mmadụ o nwee ebe o ya elu ọgbajibe aka ma ọ bụrụ ndị be anyị. So kedu ihe ị na-agwa ndị na-enene anyị, ndị ọnụ na-elu n'okwu n'obodo, ndị na-eme ọfụma n'obodo, kedu ihe ị na-agwa ha maka ịbịa donyelu Nelvia Foundation ukwu?
Ndị na-enene anyị dịka anyị nọ n'ebe a ugbu a, ana m ayọ ka unu Chineke metụ unu aka n'obi ka unu ga-abịa wee nye aka, n'ihi na ihe awụ ọlụ ofu onye ga-alụ. Mgbe m na-ene anya ndị na-abịa ebe ahụ, ivu ma nri a na-esi ma ihe a na-enye ndị mmadụ ma ụmụaka na-azụ n'akwụkwọ dị too much. Na-eche n'obi mana m asị ofu onye ga-emenwucha ihe a, na-ayọ ka unu biko gbata ọsọ enyemaka, n'ihi na ọnwụ ọrụ ofu onye ga-alụnwu. Na ọ na unu ga-eme otu a, Chineke ga-agọzi unu n'ebe ọ dị ukwuu n'aha Jizọs.
Amen. Auntie Wilfred, please, now let us know the challenges you face. You know, I think this is how many years now is Nelvia Foundation? How many years old?
It's been about 3 years now.
Okay, 3 years. Now, let's hear the challenges you face.
You know, just like I said before, the greatest challenge that we have now is that it's expanding. We are running this program. After this program, 99.5% of the calls I will have is for people who are widows, who have great needs. We sympathize with them. There's a program we run at is Authority FM, a radio station. And then in that program, immediately after that, calls were coming. I told them, send your name, the town you come from, your phone number as a widow to our phone. What we will do is that after the challenge, there's a need to move out. It's no longer going to be in our niche alone. We want to have this foundation in every town in this Anambra state. Because right now, people are coming from Oto, from neighboring, just like she said, she's from Obu. They are coming from neighboring towns to here. And it's stressful for us to move to those places to pay fees. I know what we do in going to pay fees in places outside us. The challenges are coming up every day. There's a need for a vehicle for us to use in moving around, visiting our schools, the schools where our students are, monitoring their growth, their educational growth, paying their fees. There are challenges coming up, and I felt that I need help. I don't want to, every challenge I know is an opportunity for growth. Instead of me holding it to myself, let it go. Let people, organizations, people in authority come to our help. It's a sincere and a genuine initiative. It's born out of passion to help. Nothing outside it. It's not a political issue. Nobody has a political interest. It's born out of a genuine passion to assist. So
now, there is a question that is coming to my mind while you were talking. I don't know, the schools you go to pay fees, don't they have free education or scholarship kind of in some of our schools around? Because I think there's need for you to call on government to see how some of government-owned schools can, put up some funds or to help children to go to school with little or no fees, just like it's done in some other developed countries.
Like she who is sitting here, she has children. They are not in school. They are outside school. No funds. It was our intervention that brought the children to school, because we were surprised that some children can be hanging around. They are of school age. They are supposed to be in classes in secondary school. They are not there. So when we heard about it, it was an urgent matter. We said, quickly, let us put these children in school. They are supposed to be in school. You know, these are things that we believe that government should be involved in, because, I mean, education is what we want to give to our children so that we can empower them. All this banditry, all these things you're seeing, the people who are used are people who are uneducated. Most of them are uneducated. If they have the level of education that we are all passionate about, they can be involved in all this kidnapping, banditry, and all those stuff. So we have opened the door. We have the Nelvia family. Once they come in there, everybody is involved in the nurturing process in order to make sure that our products are good, and they will be products that would, enhance mutual living, even on earth, you know.
Okay, now in the area of, I know that earlier when we were talking, you said that this program is not just about giving people money, but you do even spiritual work to catch them young, just like the scripture has, commanded us. Now, tell us how far you've gone in this area. Yes, because we know that sometime last 2 years, there's this case of drug abuse being on the increase. There's these cases of youth restiveness and all whatnot. What can you say concerning the youth you've really caught in Nelvia Foundation?
With you, this foundation is, the more you do, it's a monthly program. The more you discover a lot of issues. The last one we did, we got an informal information that some of the youths are involved in stealing, like robbery. It was a big thing again. And then when we had that, thank God for that, the pastor is part of the foundation. What we did was to get the boys, get their parents in, so that spiritually we will start off a work. Because I don't know how you can be able, you see their mindset is already it's reset into robbery. You need to use the word of God to reset their mindset. You can't get it from the direction you're taking. You must have to change your direction to get it. So it was a huge task. It involves prayers. It involves counseling. It involves following up. It involves, getting to know their friends in order to make sure that they are detached from their friends, and then pairing them up with friends from the church, people who know that their work is to get involved in the reformation of these youths. So the spiritual arm of it is so strong. I just gave an example on this. I know most of these widows, so many of them, they believe in collecting from people. The church, through the church now, they are now being taught on how to be good givers. And they are improving. The last time we had the program, you see some of the women we empowered, you see them getting, some people will say, we sell fruits from the money you gave us. Okay, we are sowing this seed of fruit. We are happy that, You people are beginning to give now, not only opening your hands to receive.
That will equally help them to, maybe when they have grown so much, they can come back to help in building other people in the foundation.
Yes, in the foundation.
Okay, now charity, because ka mbekene ụmụaka gị na maybe ụmụaka ndị ọzọ nọ n'akụkụ ifugolo. Kedu ihe ị nwere ike ikwu gbasara ndụ nke ime mmụọ ha maka na dịka ekwu na ọ bụrụ sọsọ ịkwụrụ ha ụgwọ akwụkwọ. Gwakena at least onye nwere experience nwere ụmụaka sonye n'ihe ahụ a na-eme.
Like ụmụaka nke mụnwa site na amara Chineke okwu a na-anụ na Nelvia Foundation maka na eji okwu Chineke ọwụ sọsọ ịzụ ha n'akwụkwọ dịka ikwu a na-ebu ụzọ were okwu Chineke wee feel ha their heart so and ahụrụ mkpụrụ ọ na-amịpụta n'ime ndụ ha so mgbe m na-enekwazi anya n'ezi n'ụmụaka ndị ọzọ ana m ahụ na Nelvia Foundation na-alụ ọlụ n'ime mmụọ mana mpụta ihe n'ebe ụmụaka m nọ so I'm very, very happy about that.
Now, Winifred, we are running, our time is fast running. Now, let us talk about the program you have coming up on the 29th of this month. Yes, tell us, what are your plans and where are you going to hold the program and who is invited to the program?
I will be grateful to God for Osodieme. She has been involved in this program. Thank God that we have an action governor and the wife. She has once sent some people to the foundation and gave her own gift there. And she's constantly encouraging us to do it. Well, it's something she has passion for. This month's own is on the 29th. We are inviting people who want to see what we are doing to come in. You see,
and who wants to support you?
Who wants to support us and see what we are doing to support us? We are inviting them to come. During the program, we go to visit. There are the elderly widows. They can't come out. They are just there. Some of them are sick. So we go to visit them. The food we eat, the drinks we drink, we take it to them, their own, and then give them cartons of noodles that would at least last for them until the next month when we do the program. We'll send again to them. Month's own, as we invite people, we are looking forward to mostly people who will help us out. The one in Amage, the one we are doing in Amage, is getting every month is expanding. People are calling on phone. Where is it? I want to come. I have my own issues. I said, okay, come. If not for any other thing, eat and drink. We can't go beyond our capacity, financial capacity. We can only do what we can do. That's one of the reasons why we come in here and we are asking for help. We need help. We really need help. In so many areas, we need help. These children, if you see the number of students that are pressing on us, and when you listen to their stories, they are all pathetic. I mean, it will stir up your compassion. But then we look at our resources. We can't be able to bear all of them. That is why we open up this to people to help us out. So this month's on, they can come in, they can send in anything they can send. Pick up maybe 2 or 3 students or 1 student and say, I will sponsor. Let me be paying the school fees of this one until university level. We want to hear things like that. Give us names, give us people. We want to be paying for 2 people's fees, 3 people's fees, 4 people's fees. We want to be part of the empowerment. Okay, increase your empowerment. We empower 10 widows financially every month. Okay, let me support with 5 widows. Increase it to 5. I will give for 5 widows. We want to hear that so that we can increase our capacity.
So the venue and time of the program, please.
The time is 10:30 in the morning. The venue is in Amage, in Newi South Local Government. And we do it in the church, in the Redeemed Church, in that area.
In that area?
Yes, yes.
So if anybody asks after the Redeemed Church,
yes,
at Newi,
Amage.
Okay, Amage.
At Amage.
The person will get to the place.
Yes, or the person can call us on phone.
Okay, you can give out your number.
Okay, my number is 081-8526-4041. I repeat, 081-8526-4041. And the second number is 080-3311-9331. I repeat, 080-3311-9331. The two numbers. So you can call us. If not, if they can't reach us, they can reach us through you people too.
All right, quickly, I think we still have little time to stay here, but now let's quickly look at there's a statistics I saw that you are empowering. Okay, you started with about 35 people in September 2021. Now
I think it's 95. I made a mistake.
Okay, 95.
Yes.
Okay, now you are over 600 people.
Yes.
You know, could that be the reason you're saying that every month you're doing it? People are coming.
Exactly.
People are. I don't know this issue of multiplication of people that can't really help themselves. You know, where do you think our society is actually missing it?
You see, life is all about take your bite and give to your brother or your sister who cannot be able to afford it. I feel life is all about that. You see, the society is missing it because they are not looking forward to who to help. You see, there will be an intentional move, intentional act, first of all. I'm ready to help someone. I will be ready to at least be in the life of a fatherless youth. Let it be an intentional act. Then you start looking for.
And even if it's not giving, maybe in the things you do, you do something having in mind that somebody somewhere needs to key into what you're doing and benefit.
And benefit from it. That's what I'm saying. It has to be intentional. Let me make up my mind that as long as I live, I will take up a fatherless youth or two of them or three of them to make sure that I'm part of their life.
You know, let me give you an example. There's something, okay, a friend of mine went to do her master's in UK.
Yes.
Now, she said that she went to the store and was able to find out that there is what English people does, that what they sell £10 in the morning, that there is a time it will come down to up to £2 or £1. So this is what she discovered. I know what she does. She will wait till that time. She will go and pack what she eats with the family. You know, don't you think people can copy some of these things so that even if I don't have, I can, you know, look out for that time to get what I and my children can actually feed them.
Okay, that is seeking for an opportunity to take advantage of.
Yes, something like that.
Okay, that one is good. If they are doing it, are they doing it in Nigeria? They are not doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Can't we borrow a leaf, you know? Because we borrow some things. You know, we can equally borrow things that help our less privileged.
Yeah, it's important. But I pray that the people will be stirred up for that. Because this issue of helping the less privileged is a stir. There must be a stir in your spirit man first before you can do it. We are not doing it because we have a surplus that is flowing. But we believe in one thing. I believe in one thing. Even if it's one bit or a loaf of bread you're eating, take your bite. Take the other one, give to someone who needs it to bite. Once that mentality is there, there's no way you can be a help. So somebody...
And our society will be better for it. All right, at this point, we're going to take another short break here. Let's bring in some testimonials. We'll be right back shortly.
Yes, too. Actually, we want to medical doctor. Kemgbe daddy Mushan, I am here school. Kemgbe ndị a bidoro ndị Nelvia Foundation bidoro ya iwetizie ya n'akwụkwọ. Anyị bidozie akwụkwọ. Ọ na-ewute m maka na ibe m ha kwụcha ụgwọ akwụkwọ ha na-eje akwụkwọ. Mụa anọghị n'ụlọ achọghachi m azụ maka na m akwụbeghị ụgwọ akwụkwọ. Mgbe ahụ ụmụ akwụkwọ ibe m na-eje akwụkwọ ihe onwe ma na-eme maka na ha nwa na onwe ha na-eje akwụkwọ mụa nọghị n'ụlọ onweghị mụa na-eme. Mma na ha akwụmụlụ anyị ụgwọ akwụkwọ. Oge ụgwọ akwụkwọ ruo achọ anyị na akwụkwọ maka na anyị ji ụgwọ akwụkwọ. Ka ndị Nelvia Foundation si wee empower anyị na ha nyere mọmị m ego ka o wee bido biznes tikwuo mụ na nwanne m n'akwụkwọ anyị wee bido akwụkwọ kemgbe ebidoro ya anyị na-agụchizi akwụkwọ anyị ike ekpere m na-ekpere ụmụazị ndị ọzọ ka Chineke lọpụtara ha onye ya azụ ha n'akwụkwọ.
Firstly, my mother was a partaker in the scheme, so they empowered her through making her, first of all, when somebody gives you hope, it brings life into you. And so they gave her hope at first. Then when she was attending the scheme and as in the gatherings, as they gave them things that made them feel like they're into the world. Some part of the world they're thinking that widows are something else that like they should be cast out. But through this Nelvia Foundation, they gave them hope and gave them what they need, things that they need to come back.
All right, it's good to be back to the studio. As we wrap up the show this morning, we've seen people that have benefited from Nelvia Foundation giving their testimonies this morning.